her the strength to pass the warrior trials, and she saw a way out. To leave her past behind and become a warrior in Dillion's clan.
The sword is tainted by the gods of darkness. Leave it.
No. He left it here. He wants me to take it.
You will pay a price for this.
But years later, with Zinbel's parting words still haunting her, the darkness came back with a vengeance. The plague.
Dillion?
Everyone suffered.
My father was not supposed to die like this.
Do you see it clearly now, Senua? The suffering you've caused.
This is your fault. You brought this plague to us! You have blood on your hands!
They're coming for you now.
They're coming.
They're coming to get
Hold
you.
your heavy strike. Hold it. Hold the heavy strike. Hold it. Hold your heavy strike. Unleash the sword.
Hold the heavy strike. Unleash the sword. Oh, I was hoping I was going to shoot sword beams. Damn. Oh well, this is still pretty cool.
Focus is growing. It's coming back.
Pretty good at guard breaking too, that charge up attack. Doesn't seem like I can charge the light attack, unfortunately. Do I need to do the heavy charge move to kill him, or is it just more effective? It's probably just more effective.
Focus now. Focus.
Oh my, but my parrying is boosted too. Well,
It's nearly over. Finish it.
I know what I'm doing for the rest of the game. Come on, buddy. You can come after me. I'm as harmful as a fly. A fly with a deadly stinger. Oh god. They just come out of nowhere. I don't think I've ever played a game with parrying as satisfying as this. Not even Bloodborne.
End it now. This is nearly the end.
It's not nearly the end. It is the end.
A sea of corpses. The corpse waved through itself over the ones I loved. The ship broke up under them. The ship that had sailed from the land of shining fields. Their memorial stone is sacred. Come not here in the sun. Come not with a sword. Come not crying over a naked corpse. Come not with disturbed mind.
I didn't expect to take a detour through Touch the Skyrim, that's for sure. Look at all these grabby hands. Oh my god. There's little more creepier than way too many hands.
Do you hear the suffering, Senua? Does your precious gift of sight let you see the souls that rot here in this sea of corpses? Do you feel the blood running cold on your skin? Do you hear their endless cries? Do you smell their putrid wounds? They were once brothers, sisters, and loved ones. And look at what you have done to them. All because you were a coward, because you ran from your curse instead of facing it. When you turned your back on your father, Zinbel, you turned your back on the gods, and let the darkness wreak havoc on your people. Why must they pay for your heresy?
Okay, not doing super good with this combat. Even though they're similar to the first enemies I fought, these ones are a little bit stronger, it seems. They're beefier, and they seem like they attack quicker, although maybe that's just my unfamiliarity having not fought them in a fair bit. It could just be that. I'm still pretty good at dodging and parrying them though. You know, I've never tried after doing a successful parry to follow it up with one of the kicking moves. I'm curious what happens if I do. That's what happens. Seems like it has greater knockback. Probably doesn't do as much damage as the sword strikes though. Probably only useful if I can actually knock enemies off of something. Like that one bridge location. Oh! Alright. Enemies coming in from all sides. Okay. First time I fought this many enemies at once. This is going to be tricky. Keep them all coming from one direction. That's the way to win. Of course, if they won't walk forward, that doesn't exactly work out all that well. Alright, hopefully another one doesn't spawn in. Alright, seems to be limited to 3 for now. And I can probably take one more hit as long as it's not a super big one. I've regenerated enough health at this point. I seem to have a charge attack after dodging as well. And maybe even one after I run. That'll be worth testing out once I actually thin the crowd a little bit. I'll wait until there's only one left. Of course, that only works under the assumption that more enemies aren't going to spawn, which they seem to like to do. Come here. Oh! Bit too slow on the draw though I was. Not that time though. I shouldn't have left this guy alone to test out the running charge attack, because he's just gonna block it if I attempt to do that. Let's try it out anyway though, since no more enemies seem to be coming for now. Nope, okay. Either I did the button input wrong, or there's no special charge attack after running. I still haven't figured out how to reliably do those special critical moves. I think it's just attacking them during certain points in their animation. It might also be a combo thing. I probably won't ever figure it out for sure. I don't have the mind for that sort of thing. That's another reason why I don't really like fighting games for the most part. I'm not good with combo shit. Ooh, we have an axe murderer. Been a while since I've seen him. Alright, seems like the charge attack more reliably stuns. I actually managed to stun him out of one of his attacks. I don't think I've managed to do that before. Alright, big swing. He doesn't like to use that move often, so it's probably very strong. I really should try and parry some of his stuff, but I'm always worried I'm gonna try and do that to one of his bigger moves, and then just get really owned. There we go. Oh, but either I failed the timing, or you can't do that even with his lesser blows. Yeah, that charge move after a dodge is actually really good, because it comes out surprisingly quickly. It always seems to stun him no matter what he's doing. He must be nearly dead, right? Sounds like it.
She's ready. Focus now.
Not the most stylish finisher, but it worked. Oh, but it seems Hell's hordes are unending. I can't help but feel that this is a bit final boss-ish, but given how far I am in the game, there has to be a fair bit more after this. The fact, though, that I have this difficult gauntlet to deal with might suggest I'm nearing the end. Especially since I seem to be in hell proper and all. That is my ultimate destination.
They're winning.
They're not winning yet. It ain't over until the fat lady sings.
Take him down. Take him down.
Or the thin lady in this case.
You can do this. Focus. Focus. It's the only way. Focus now.
Oh wow, I just consciously noticed that when I'm focusing, my sword is always glowing. Actually, wait, is it just always glowing now? Yeah, it's during certain parts of the animation, and when you're focusing in combat like this, it slows time a little, which is why it makes that lighting effect a lot more obvious. It's like I have a lightsaber. My sword may not always be glowing, but this is pretty much the next best thing. Oh boy, still more to deal with. That was a badly timed block. Doesn't help that I pressed the entirely wrong button to do it. Triangle again for some reason. I really have no idea why I keep doing that. Well, that's a new move. I can't believe I'm still finding out new things about the combat in this. I have no idea how I did that. Well, I kind of do. I did it by doing a running attack at just the right time. I just don't know what that right time is. Oh, I managed to do it again. So yeah, there's some times when the enemies are vulnerable. And if you do, I think, an attack from like a standing position, like, not as part of a combo, I mean. Obviously, running doesn't count as a standing position. Then you end up doing a special animation like I did there a few times. It's kind of hard to see exactly when the enemy is vulnerable like that, though.
Who is it? Galena.
Where are you?
Do you hear, Senua? Do you hear the voice of your mother, Galena? She calls for you, Senua. Go to her. Answer her pitiful call.
Time to go to mommy.
I need you. Help me.
You're both dead. You both surrendered to the
But your dear beloved mother was powerless against the darkness when it came for her. She too had a sight. She too doubted the gods and let the darkness infest her. But she didn't run. She escaped the only way she knew how. She gave her life to the gods. If only you had done the same, the world would have been spared this horror. It's not too late. She's calling for you. Why don't you join her?
Wow, I mentioned For Honor a while ago. This is very For Honor. This is basically the Berserker class. I mean, this game has been in development for years, but I can't help but wonder if For Honor influenced it at all. Might just be the sort of similar themes. I've seen some people compare the overall look to this game of what we've seen thus far of the new God of War game, whenever previews of it have been shown. So it could just, again, just be like a very similar theming sort of thing. Nope, you can't get away in your ghost vision. I can focus. Of course, it does make it a little bit harder to see. Hey, where did you pull that next hatchet from? I think you're cheating. Wow, this boy is agile. I'm gonna be honest, these regular enemies are kind of a disappointment after that rather tough mini-boss fight, the dude with the dual axes, but it is what it is. The combat is definitely what they spent the least amount of development on. Not to say it's bad or anything, but it's clearly the weakest area. And even then, it's still really well designed, so that's not saying much. Again, pretty much all of my flaws are pretty minor in the grand scheme of things. And that's basically the best compliment you can give to a video game. One down, 2 to go. I must say, I do feel like the combat is a little overdone at this point. What I mean by that is that, do I really need to be fighting all of these enemies? I would say no, because I fought these guys a million times before. Well, the voices are telling me it's nearly over, so I just gotta truck on for a little bit longer. But I feel like they could have lessened some of these spawns. Just taking out a few enemies here or there, and it would have made this a bit more enjoyable. I wouldn't be suffering the fatigue that I now am. Oh god, is that a new enemy that just spawned in? I think it might be a new enemy. Oh great, it's an axe boy. Alright, let me try and deal with the chaff first. That way I can focus on him. I do have to pay somewhat close attention though. Otherwise, he is gonna catch me unawares. Oh no, no. Don't want to get ganged up on. That's a good time for nobody. None of the people in my head. No, shit. I tried running towards that last enemy and it wasn't quite quick enough. Axeman still clipped me. No, I'm dead. Yeah, that was my bad. I should have focused on Twin Axe. Well, I know how to better tackle it this time. The question is, how far am I gonna get sent back? I'm gonna guess it's to the beginning of that combat section, in which case... Yep. Here's a retry time. Alright. Nope, that was a mistake. Oh, did that cost me my life? Okay, nope. Nope. Okay, let me get them all centered and focus on the twin axe. I gotta get a chance to recover. No, shit. That's it. I'm trying to think, if I'm a huge idiot. This entire time I was like, it always feels like I should be able to do something to recover from that animation. And guess what, I can. For some reason this was the first time I actually tried to button mash, and it actually let me recover, so whoops. I really should have realized that earlier. My bad. That actually fixes a lot of my issues with the combat. I guess it does create another issue of the fact that they never actually teach you any of these mechanics, but I feel like that fits with the overall tone of this game. Having to figure things out for yourself. I mean, Senua is an experienced warrior, yeah, but having to figure out the combat helps place you in her shoes as someone who's having a lot of trouble. It's yet another thing, another design decision that puts you more so in her headspace. And so I'm willing to deal with the fact that it makes the game maybe a slight bit less fun, or more difficult to play. And that should be it. Okay, nope. Big boy. Oh, his combat is not ending. This feels even more final bossy than it did previously. Okay, I don't think I actually need a button mash, I just need a focus. Which is appropriate since I think even the voices tell me to do that when I drop down like that. I really wish I had figured that out early, it would have come in so handy. I would have died way less, probably. I'm down, but not out.
It's nearly over. Don't give up.
No, okay. Can't make a mistake here, so close to the end. Alright, thank you, one of the minor enemies going ghost like that. Let me do this. I can barely speak now, there's so much going on. I'm focusing so hard on the combat. I think these two are the last. I think this boy's the last. Why did I try and block that? I know I can't do that. Oh no, nope, focus mode. This actually makes me wonder if it's even possible to lose at these combat segments once you know that you can focus to resurrect yourself. I'm assuming that once you do it enough, you can't revive yourself, like Punch-Out. Well, you know, I just made the realization this combat is super Punch-Out-y, but with this whole recovery mechanic, and the fact that it's very reaction-based, and fairly slow-paced as well. I wonder if Punch-Out was actually an inspiration for this game, or if it's just a coincidence. Who else is left? You know, speaking... Ooh, that was a bad moment to pause it. Let's exit photo mode, and nope, that's kind of shitty too. Oh no, it's... Okay, well, I should be able to go through the raw footage and take a good screen grab there. That one moment when Senua was standing stock in the center, posing pretty much perfectly, that would make a badass desktop wallpaper. Hopefully I remember to check that out. I mean, I could probably finagle with photo mode to do it here, like if I were to move this around. It's kind of a bit awkward moving it. The camera here is laggy for some reason. Yeah, it's not quite as good as it was there, unfortunately, but in case I forget to do it, this will be a good standby. A good replacement. I don't think I'm gonna bother adding any special effects. This looks pretty good on its own. Trying to think if I want to move it any, maybe a bit over to the right. That looks good. Thank you, PS4, for having native screenshot capturing. That is so useful in games like this. Okay. Combat time. Again. Yeah, I said it before, but this is really starting to drag on. So hopefully I'm near the end. Oh, you know what? I was just able to use the focus mode here, so maybe it's just on a cooldown. Because I have tried pressing it before when the enemies weren't going ghost. Why am I making Danny Phantom references here? But yeah, I've tried to use it before and it did nothing, so it just must be on an invisible cooldown. That makes sense. You know, it's kind of appropriate that I'm figuring out these new aspects of the combat that give me such an easier time, right at the moment when Senua herself is on the rise. She's at her nadir here in Hell, but she's managed to rise above it, and is actually fighting. She's no longer scared of the darkness, she's fighting it. And that matches with the fact that, I'm no longer scared of the combat, now that I know just how powerful I really am. All the, tricks and tools I have at my disposal. Or I could just be perceiving things more favorably because of how much I'm enjoying this game. One of the two. Even if it is all just in my head, it doesn't change how I feel here. Yeah, well, this is basically Blade mode from Metal Gear Rising. Or maybe more appropriately, Witch Time from Bayonetta. And the equivalent to that's in Nier Automata. One of those was probably an inspiration for this.
Why do you still fight on? Maybe you too should suffer with your brethren in this rot and let your blood seep into the seas and the rivers of hell. Isn't that what you deserve after all you've done? Give the darkness what it wants, let it swallow your soul and destroy all that you are. Why are you fighting for someone who's already dead? Just look around you. What hope is there for him when his soul could be rescued? Do you think he'd thank you for what you have done to him, to his friends, to his father?
Oh, I wonder what Senua did to, Dillian's father. Maybe that was related to the whole plague thing that went on? Although I doubt it, since she did try to warn them. She was the only one who knew the plague was there in the first place, in that river. But yeah, it may result in the gameplay being less enjoyable, but the game is definitely purposefully making this combat section drag on, I think. Oh no. Oh no, did I run out? No, 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 please no, please no. Okay. It's not over, it's not over. But yeah, it does make the gameplay drag on, but the whole purpose is that Senua is just endlessly fighting here. So it may be a bad decision, but it's a purposefully made one, and I can respect that. Oh no, 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 no. Please don't tell me I failed. Nope, focus! I do wonder if I have infinite of these. I certainly do need them to combat these infinite enemies. Oh no. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Get up, Senua, get up! Get up! Yeah, no, they just keep coming. That makes me wonder if I'm supposed to be doing something else here, or if I do just need to fight them until something happens. I'm actually legitimately worried that I might be missing something. It wouldn't be the first time in this game, that's for sure. I think for now, though, I'll keep on fighting. If it just keeps progressing this way, then maybe I'll just search around and see if I can't find something. It would be an interesting way of evolving the gameplay a bit further. Having a combat segment where you end up having to look around and finding something. I haven't done that before. It's over. Oh, I'm breathing a sigh of relief right now. And I'm sure Senua is doing the same thing in her head. Many times, because of all those extra voices bouncing around in there. I'm not exactly sure where I need to go now. I kind of lost track of where I was. This seems to be a way forward, though. At least it takes me out of the blood pool.
You're both dead. You both surrendered to the voices. The darkness has taken you. Galena and Senua. Galena and Senua. You are lost. There's nothing you can do. You're dead. You're both dead. Mother and daughter dead in the sea of corpses. The voices took her and they'll take you too. The voices have taken her. The voices will take.
Wasn't sure where I needed to go for a second there. I didn't see this path. Ooh. Am I walking across a tree or a giant charred person? I honestly can't tell. No, yeah, that's a giant person. Hey there, buddy. You look like you're having a swell time up here. Just, hanging out like you are.
I can't fight it anymore. Not on my own. Where are you, Mother? I want to be with you.
That night, she gave up on her world to follow in the footsteps of her mother, to go to a place where the darkness couldn't reach her.
Senua. Look at me.
Do you hear them? They're calling for me.
We've lost so many. And I've lost my father. I can't lose you.
You said it. I have blood on my hands.
I didn't say that. You've done nothing wrong.
Symbol was right. Everyone will suffer.
Zimbel is a fake. He is a hateful, bitter liar. He's poison. And his words still haunt you. Who do you trust? Him? Or me? Do you still believe in me, Senua? In us? Come back to me. Please.
hardest battles are fought in the mind. He gave her the sword with which to fight in more ways than one. And she gave him her word, never to surrender. All she needed was a little help, a little hope.